We're here at the Canadian Automotive Museum in downtown Oshawa, home of the world's most significant collection of Canadian automobiles. Behind me we have a couple of great examples of early Canadian-built cars. 100 years ago, Canada was a very different place in terms of its automotive industry. So two of the cars behind me have very different stories. We have the Kennedy, which is from 1909, which is a great example of an early Canadian company that didn't really make it for a number of reasons. The car they ultimately came out with was a bit dated by the time it actually arrived on the market, and so you'll notice it has very high wheels, very much looks like a carriage still. And compare that to the car next to it, which is an early Model T built here in Ontario. With Ford, he was moving very quickly, staying very up to date in terms of his fashions, and so you'll notice that the Ford has a windshield on it, it has pneumatic tires. It really is much more of a modern car as we think of it compared to the really very early prototype cars such as the Kennedy that weren't keeping up with the very fast changing styles of the automobile in the early 20th century. We're here with a 1912 McLaughlin Buick. McLaughlin Buick is a hybrid of the McLaughlin Carriage Company, which built the bodies, and the Buick engines, which were imported from the States. Now, an important way for a Canadian company to survive was to have a good partner in the United States. Here in Canada, very few automotive companies ever tried to produce their own engines, and so McLaughlin Buick was dependent upon their friend Billy Durant over in Michigan being able to supply them with these engines, which really is the reason that McLaughlin Buick became such a successful car company where others really failed along the way. We're here with the 1955 Buick Special that was built here in downtown Oshawa. This is indicative of the type of car that a family will look for and purchase in the 1950s. So it's a four-door sedan. At a lot of car museums you'll find that only the most expensive or the most glamorous cars are going to be displayed. Well, here in Canada we focus on the types of cars that people actually drove, and so the 55 Buick is really representative of the type of car that a family here would had in Oshawa, a car that was built in Oshawa for people that could afford a family car at this period. The Canadian Automotive Museum is open to the public. We're open year-round. During the summer, we have tour guides available to give tours, and you can reach us through our website, CanadianAutomotiveMuseum.com. We hope you can make it down to the Canadian Automotive Museum, but particularly as we celebrate Canada's 150th anniversary this year.